Peace and greetings. Out here in nature, of course. Beautiful Oregon. Tons of lichen in the background. Definitely liking the lichen. Wanted to do a quick video before I dive into the next bit of content. Now that I'm out of Alaska, I wanted to talk about my Border Patrol interaction when I was leaving Canada. So trying to make this story pretty short, I was having a pretty smooth ride. Obviously the southwestern area of Canada is totally on fire. So that's the only thing I was thinking about. I was just happy to get out of Canada. Everything was burning down. And I get to Border Patrol, and there's like a pretty decent line, about 9 to 10 people. And interestingly enough, someone like cut in front of the whole line. But anyways, I pull up to a Border Patrol. I start talking to the first officer at the gate, and everything seems pretty well. You're trying to wonder why I'm driving all the way across Canada, like I'm the first person to ever drive from Anchorage, Alaska to the border of Canada. And I'm telling them that I moved to Anchorage originally for school, but now I'm moving back to either like Oregon or California. And I don't know, something just wasn't hitting them right. It's just like you can let a whole bunch of people go through, but here he's keeping me for such a prolonged time, asking me tons of questions. And at first I thought, maybe he would see my curtains and stuff and think that was a little weird. But yeah, it seemed like everything was all good to go. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to have you pull off to the side and then go inside and talk to the officer. So then I go and talk to the Border Patrol officer inside. And it was basically like a police station of sorts, and it was about 10 p.m. So there was a few officers all scattered. It seemed like they're all busy working on something. And everyone was very serious. I was the only non-officer in that station. And everyone was just super serious. As soon as I walked in, it's just like the whole trip just got super tense, And I started talking to the Border Patrol officer, and he gave me this form to fill out, questionnaire, asking a whole bunch of questions. And it seems like they're mainly concerned about you bringing in food, drinks, any type of drug substance, and weapons. And, kind of just like threw me off. To be honest, the only thing I had that was maybe questionable or illegal was just, a little marijuana smoking pipe. I didn't have any herb on me. And I also had a one of those little concentrate pens as well, but I didn't have any substances on me, but it was just like, I'm a grown man. I just happen to have two things that I partake in every now and then. And I hid them away just in case, but I was just like thinking like the only thing, like that's what they want though. They want one piece of evidence, to just kind of throw you under the bus. So I'm not going to lie, my heart was racing, but I did hide it in one of my percussion instruments. It has a hole in it. So I just put the stuff in there in a little box. And other than that, I had nothing to worry about. But it's just like I just kept thinking like, human stereotype naturally. Like I have the beard, this is how my hair was, like just, all crazy. I had just like a tank top on and some hemp pants. I was looking kind of bummy, kind of suspect, so I think they were just like, why the heck not? We might as well try. And basically, filled out the questionnaire, and I gave it to him, and then, he went to go look around my van, just a surface level check. And then, he got a friend of his, and he, got some gloves on. They both went over to my van, and they just completely like opened up everything. Like they just opened up both doors. they opened up the van door that shouldn't be open because stuff might fall out, which kind of did. You know, they kind of went through like the bottom level of my storage. Another thing that was iffy was were my throwing knives. I have about 11 throwing knives and 2 other knives that are not throwing knives. So I have quite a lot of objects. And I told them about them. I was like, I have throwing knives that I use for sport. And they asked for the exact locations of them. And I told them, nothing to hide. And they were cool about that. Even though, you know, marijuana and stuff is legal in British Columbia, I just didn't want to take any chances. You know, even though it's legal in Alaska too. Yeah, I just didn't want to take any chances. But, you know, my car didn't smell. I didn't have any substance on me. And they didn't even find the stuff, to be honest. So, you know, but you never know. You never know. They might pull out one of the throwing knives. They might pull out the other set and be like, hold on. You know, and they might try and just create something, you know. So, and I also have 2 other self-defense items, which I don't really want to tell them about, to be honest. But no guns, you know, no true weapons. So yeah, after that, you know, they searched it all, and then I went back into the station and talked to the guy. In the very last second, he was like, "Empty your pockets." You know, I'm like, "Are you serious?" You know, and I had just Canadian coins, and that was it. I even left my cell phone in the van. I didn't bring anything with me. But yeah, it was all good. It took about 10 to 20 minutes or so, and I was on my way. It was just really nerve-wracking, you know, whether or not you're innocent or not. Especially if you are innocent, like, anxiety is still anxiety, tension's still tension. You know, I want to say maybe it was an African American thing. I mean, all the officers in there were Caucasian, you know, and or maybe it was a Vanlife thing. Maybe my van was just a little bit too systematically planned out, and they just wanted to be safe. You know, either way, you know, they're just doing their job. I wasn't really mad at them. It was just like 10 o'clock at night type of thing, really tired, been driving all day. I was literally on my last you know, I was on my last 30 minutes of driving that day, and I did like probably over 12 hours of driving. So yeah, that's my Border Patrol story. To be honest, it rubbed me such the wrong way that I don't feel like going to Canada anytime soon, you know, unless there is a free Drake concert in Toronto, you know, or I'm flying in, you know, that's another thing. I wouldn't drive through the Canada border anytime soon, though. I loved Canada, but that was just like such a sour tip on everything. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed this quick story about van life versus Border Patrol. Definitely an experience I only want to experience once. But yes, stay peaceful, stay positive, stay progressive, stay productive, and stay proactive, which I did through this situation. And I promise you, you shall be blessed and favored. Divine zeal in my van, not in a Canadian jail, not, you know, sentenced to 20 years. For some bullshit, not arrested for being black. I'm just here in peace. Divine Zeal, signing out. Infinite love views.